easy on this one. Boom. There we go. Forgot how easy. Every time I use YardStreams, I forget how easy it is to use. It's literally sweet. I even remembered to click the button. Sweet. There we go. And YouTube just emailed me telling me that I'm live. Now live on your channel. Thanks, YouTube. Jeez, man. What the hell? I don't understand why they do that. I can unsubscribe here if I don't want notifications when your channel goes live. That's a great picture. It's like me all blurry. That'll make a good thumbnail. Okay, wait, I don't need this thumb anymore. So, anyway, what's going on? Now that mess is all over and done with. What's up, Pedro? What's going on? Get the Peppa dog over here. Get the Peppa the pig. I can never show off Peppa. Great. Yeah, that's right when the mic stand hits the monitor. What's going on, Pedro? What are you up to? This dog. You show yourself off? No? Wait till later? What's going on, Levi? I'm just firing up another live stream. Another Monday night live, Monday meetup, whatever the heck it's called anymore. I don't know. It's just live. Yep. Good to see you too, Levi. How's my garden going? I killed most of everything, or almost all my peppers. And I don't know. It's been a few days since I looked at the aquaponics stuff. But I did have a pile of, what's it called? Malabar. There we go. Jeez, man, I had to force it out of me. I haven't said that word in so long. The Malabar spinach, the vining spinach. I saw a pile of them. They were only like this big, though, which is kind of weird. Because those suckers, I've had them go out of the garden bed all the way to the ceiling, back down, almost touch where it started, and then go all the way to the ceiling and halfway back down again in one season. And these ones are like that big. So I guess it's not going that great. But there's a bunch of lettuce. I didn't see what that was doing. I saw it was starting to pop up. So hopefully that'll be doing good. What are you making executive decisions about, Pedro? Yeah, I like Malabar. It's just one of those goofy plants that you grow. Like, I never ate the leaves or anything, and the only thing I've ever done with Malabar is save the seeds and then grow them again the next year. I wonder if I have any seeds from Malabar. I think I used them all up or something. Should have some left over. No, it's about time to start. Everything in the aquaponics is all volunteers. So, like, the lettuce will bolt and go to flower, and the flowers will fall, and next thing you know, like, the next season, I have lettuce starting to pop up all over the place. Same thing with all the indigo rose tomatoes. I don't know if I have any tomatoes this year. I don't think so. They're definitely not big. Those are big executive decisions. I thought you meant like in gardening. Yeah, the color of the vine is neat. Then it just, like, I don't know, it vines. You just, like, let it have a place to go, and it'll go right up it. Like, my center beam in my greenhouse because I put a roof line on it. I just went and put screws like every, I don't know, 12 inches, something like that. I just screwed a screw like, I don't know, they were like, I guess, 1.25 1.5 inch screws, and I screwed it in about halfway just so it was like a thing sticking out. And that thing just went up and just used the screws and just went up. So I did the same thing with cantaloupe. I was trying to remember because I thought I did it with watermelon too, but I know I did it with cantaloupe. Because if, like, when you're looking at the aquaponic garden, the first right bed, like when I always start my garden videos, it grew in there, came out of there, went over the side, and I put screws all down the side of the hot tub, and it just followed the screws all the way around till it got to the main beam too, and then it climbed the main beam. That was pretty cool. Because I had the only cantaloupe, I was trying to remember what the hell I grew, that I got off of it. I mean, it wasn't that big. It was like that big around, something like that. I don't know. It was like an oversized softball, I guess, a little bit bigger. And I ended up, what did I end up using? I think I ended up using like one of those nets that you use for fishing to, like, you know, after you hook them and reel them in and stuff, like you use the net to like pull them out. I think that's what I used, and then just like scooped up the cantaloupe while it was growing and screwed the bag, like I guess you could call it a bag, net into the main beam. And as it got bigger, you just move the screw and stuff and let it expand. But that was pretty cool. Damn. Yeah, out of all those, I would definitely pick Texas. It's warmer, less likely to have snow depending on where you live in Texas. What else? Illinois, Massachusetts, New York. Those are all like really bad gun states if you have guns. Because like Illinois, you got to get a permit to have a pistol, and you forget, it's like a whole pile of stuff. Massachusetts, everything's illegal in Massachusetts. And upstate New York would be cool, but it's still New York. They got all kind of crazy rules up there too. I don't know. When it comes to moving, my answer is always more south. Warmer you can get year round, the better. What's up, Scheller? Hold on to morals. I don't know why that took me so long to read that. Yeah, Texas, I don't know. Well, there's a lot of people that retire into Texas. That's what I hear anyway. Decide it's cheaper to be like in Texas than California. Take off. I don't. I wish it was like, I wish our seasons were like spring and then summer and then spring. That would be ideal for me. Yeah, that's, well, I guess it's not that extreme here, but yeah, I guess that's about us. Yeah, we're either hot or we're closer to cold or close to cold. Yeah, not freezing, but close to it. Yeah, same here. Under 70, I don't want to. I want 70 for like, that'd be like my ideal winter temperature. Like just 70, like straight across the board. Sometimes raining, sometimes not. Yeah, it can get down to like 65 if it's raining or something. That'd be cool. What's up, Pepper Guru? We're not doing too much. Just hanging out. Talking about how 70 or under it's freezing. Guess it's not that bad. I don't know. What is the temperature right now? It's probably like 70 something here. I don't know. I got the door wide open. Dang, 86. I don't even think it was 86 today. I think it was like kind of cool. I don't know what the hell the temperature was today. I guess it was, it was like 80, right about at 80. I remember I looked at it when I came out because I left the windows and doors open last night because it was nice. And then I woke up this morning. I'm like, man, is it warm? And I went and checked the outside. And it said like 81. I checked the inside and it was like 83. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's warm. Dang, $1.03. That's some high temperature. That's what the temperature, or not, it wasn't the heat index. That's what was the actual temperature was here when I got heat stroke. Or no, 104. But 103, 104, it's the same thing. Let's see what my weather app's never right. Let's see what it says. It says 70. Looks like tomorrow's high will be 77. That sucks. What's up, Rocky Mountain High? Who's that again? Dave. That's right. I remember. Just took a second. Michael Jackson in court. Was Michael Jackson ever in court? Yeah. I'd probably do the same thing. Stay indoors at that temperature. Dang. We were like having a heat wave going for like quite a while. But then there was like a storm that came through and it like the temperature like just dipped. It went from like it was like up around the hundreds and it just dipped to like the like upper 80s, low 90s ish. And it was like hanging right there. And then that hurricane came and then it like dropped like another 10 degrees. It's just been hanging like that. What's up, Cemetery? What are you up to, Cemetery? Dog snoring. It was great. Earlier, she was having some puppy dreams, and she must have been chasing something because she was like kicking her front and back legs, and she did it so hard that she woke herself up. It was great, man. I was just sitting here staring at her, going, should probably pull out the camera and like record some of this, but I didn't want to like. I would have to turn off like whatever video I was watching so that I wouldn't have background noise, and if I did that, I was afraid I was going to wake up the dog. So I just kind of froze for a second, and I was looking at the dog, and she was like kicking so hard that she woke herself up. She just did that like eyes open and like looking around, like immediately stopped her feet. It was just sitting there looking around like, what the heck just happened? But it was pretty funny. I wanted to record it so bad. And now that I know what happened at the end, I really should have recorded it, but too late now. I should have grabbed my camera and set it all up and had it ready and hit record and then hit the pot or mute button or whatever on my computer. Whatever it was, it had music. I remember that for sure because I was thinking like, man, that's a copyright if I ever heard one. Things that go through the mind of someone who does YouTube. I think about that stuff all the time. Like I thought about that when I was in certain places and they had background music and stuff. Like when I was at the airport and I don't know where the hell I was. Minneapolis, I think. It was Minneapolis. I can't remember. As soon as it's 65 to 68, you wear shorts. Well, it's weird here because, I mean, it's a tourist area. So you have people from like, we have people from Canada, people from like all over the US that come here. Like, there was one guy that used to drive every year from Alaska all the way here. So that's holy crap. I don't know. What is that, like 6,000 miles or 5,000 miles or something like that? It's 3,000 just across the US. And then you have to go up the Alcan to make it all the way to Alaska. But I remember because he had a diesel Ford Excursion, one of those giant SUVs. But it was diesel because it was only like the second or third one I ever saw. I remember the first one I ever saw. That was a different guy, but a guy named Dave. That was his. Because I didn't even know they came in diesels. And I remember one day I was like, what the heck engine do you have in this thing? Because it sounded weird. He was like, I forget what he said, like 6.7 liter diesel, or I forget, like Duramax, or no, it wouldn't be a Duramax. Whatever the heck it was. I don't know. Maybe it was a Cummins back then. I don't know. But oh yeah, back to the original point. But the with the shorts, it's weird. It'll be like snowing here, and you'll see people with shorts on. And then like the other day, it was like 88, 90 degrees, something like that. And I saw people with jackets on and like long pants. And they weren't like in professional uniform type thing. Like, they're at their, or they, I was at the grocery store. So it's not like they were just stopping by like on their way home or something from work or anything. Like these people were just like wearing, I don't understand it, man. No way. Lake St. Clair. Where's that at? Isn't Michigan a big place? Yeah, not really. Oh, okay. That one right there on the Toronto, or Toronto? Well, I guess just Canada border. They had some right here. Maybe I'm thinking of Windsor. Power Stroke? I guess that's probably what it was. Yeah, Power Stroke. I guess that would be Ford's brand of diesel, right? Nice. I don't think I've never. I don't. No, I'm pretty sure I've never been muskie fishing or walleye. I have been trout fishing. I've been trout fishing a lot, or I have been trout fishing a lot, mostly when I was young. Especially when I was really young. Like we used to go to like picnics, and they would be on a lake, like whatever organization, because my dad was like in a bunch of them. But even like church picnics and stuff that they would have like late Sunday afternoon kind of thing. Those things would be like at a lake too. So you just always remember to like keep a fishing rod with you and like for most of the time I lived in Pennsylvania, you just kept a fishing rod in your vehicle. That's weird. Then I moved here and there's water everywhere and I don't keep a fishing rod in my truck. Yeah, but I thought Cummins was with someone else before Dodge, though. I thought it was Ford. I don't know. Yeah, I know that's the way it is now. But what's up, Happy Pepper? How are you doing? Got a happy teeny? Actually, I'm gonna put this one back in the fridge just because it's been sitting here for a minute. That'll work. Nice. Got a glass of wine. Dang. 4-foot waves. Those are, that'd be some fun waves. I don't know how big the waves were that we got into because we stayed on the sound side, not out in the ocean. But we had some big waves. Because I remember, like, I think you got to check your crab pots like every day or every other day or something like that. I think it's every other day. Whatever it was, we had to go check the crab pots by law like that day. And me and my brother-in-law went out and holy crap, man. The waves were so huge, man. And we hit a 16-foot skiff and we would like ride at the top of the wave and then like cut into the wave and ride down the wave and like up the next one. And you just kept doing that over and over and over again to like because the waves would be going one way and you wanted to go a different way, so you just had to like ride the waves like kind of at an angle, like completely different than where you want to go, but eventually you just made it to where you're going. All right, later on, Dave. Sorry to hear you were at a funeral. That sucks. It was great. I got the fan working again. It's weird. I because it was acting like the start windings went out in the fan. Well, first off, the first thing that went wrong was low speed, because you know it has 3 different speeds. Well, low speed just went out, and so that must have been like the start windings or whatever. And then um, second speed, what the heck happened to that? I don't know, maybe it just stopped working or something. I don't know. But third is the only speed it would go, the fastest. And um, but it wouldn't work. And then the last time I tried it, it wouldn't work. And then I even turned it on and then went over and grabbed the fan blade and just spun it, like trying to get it to like get past the start winding, so it not start get past the start windings, but not need to start windings and actually use the run windings. And it didn't work. And then last night I just tried it again, and it just fired right up. Like, it was weird because I spun it, and it took like 4 revolutions before it finally, you just heard the motor kick in and it just started running. And I was like, wow, look at that, I fixed it. And but before I went to bed last night, I was like, you know what, I better turn it off just in case, there's some kind of anything that goes wrong. I'd rather be awake when it happens instead of asleep. So I just killed the power to it. And today I came out and I was like, all right, well, let's turn it on and run over there and give it a spin so it starts working again. And I flipped the switch and it just started working. I was like, all right, that sounds good. Uh, I saw later Rocky. I was like, what? I missed Rocky in here. Damn, 21 fiberglass. Yeah, the boat we were in, that was a 16-foot skiff, flat bottom, like Carolina skiff. But that sucker handled the waves great. I couldn't believe how good it handled. And then I've been with other boats. I've seen other boats that are like V bow or whatever, and like crash right into the freaking wave, and water's all over the place and stuff. What's up, Mr. Fulton? I'm gonna be live tomorrow at 3:30. All right. What's up, Chad? How you doing, Chad? How you been? Hmm. I swear I had a dang like crazy boat story, because I remember like being really worried that we might be sinking, and I got one of those with a canoe. Well, I have one where we did sink with the canoe. I forgot about that. Lost all half my fishing lures and stuff. Probably more than that. I don't know. Should say I was left with as many fishing lures that I had left in my tackle box after that happened. He's been really busy. Yeah, I need to put some content out too. I haven't put out. I don't think I put out a video since like April or May. Actually, I still have a video on my channel that I never made live from a while ago, from like May. I just never made it live. I don't know. Maybe I should make it live. I think I was held up with I needed a thumbnail and a description too. That's pretty bad. Because when I like put my mind to it, I can have both of those done in 8 minutes. We'll say 10. Big water scare you? The way I look at it, well, at least from my understanding, especially after living around here, is like any water big enough to drown you is big enough to fear. But that can happen in like fast moving rivers or, any kind of water type scenario. But there was, well, yeah, and I guess the storms, because they'll roll in on you quick. I was with this one girl who her ex boyfriend was out with his brother, and they were out like fishing on this lake that's not even that big of a lake. And like as long as you were a halfway good swimmer, you could probably swim across the lake. Like it's not that big. And they were out there, and then a storm just came up on them and like capsized the boat. And the one brother made it to shore, and then they found the other brother like a couple days later. What's up? I'm into pain. Nice. Negative. No social media. How have you been? I'm into pain. To pain. Like that. Hocking Hills. What's Hocking Hills? Logan, Ohio. What do they have there? Was it like just a place to hike or? Oh, nice. Where the heck did we used to go? When I lived in where outside of Pittsburgh, we used to go to this one place like all the time. I remember being there like once a year at least. I can't remember what the heck it's called. Is that where? Nah, it must have been a different place. I can't remember. Ooh, rock formations. That's cool. I like those kind of things. When we went to Colorado, was it Colorado? Oh yeah, definitely Colorado. We had to go through Oklahoma, which I already was through, but then like the Panhandle of Texas, and then through New Mexico, and like all through New Mexico. I remember at least. I can't remember if Texas the same, but they had like all kind of like those crazy like big rock formations you always see like in Wild West type pictures and stuff like that, where they're just like giant rock formations. I don't know, but they're freaking nice. I took a ton of. I don't know where the heck those pictures are. They might be around here somewhere, but I took a ton of pictures. Actually, I probably have some videos on my channel about them. Wonder why I didn't make a video about the first tarantula I ever saw. That was kind of cool. It's like this giant freaking tarantula, like this big around. And we were at a gas station. It was just on the wall right outside of the gas station, just sitting there. It's the weirdest thing. I took a picture of it. Yeah, violent storm. You got to be careful with the violent storms, man. Yeah. I've never been beached in any of them, but we've only been in a couple. And it was usually like just the first 10 minutes or something like that. However long it took us to like, because we'd usually see it coming, because like you'd be out on the sound, you could see it coming. And we would just like try to time it right and just try to race in front of the storm to like make it back to the dock, like right when the weather was about to hit us. That way we had maximum amount of time. But sometimes they sneak up on you quick, and then like, you got to do your like surfing with the boat kind of thing to like stay up on the waves. Nice. Going to West Virginia. You going to see Dave over there grown at home in West Virginia? Nice. I always thought metal detectors were cool. So my brother-in-law got one. And yeah, it was the winter time. So like, we get like storms and stuff in the winter, so that like, pops a bunch of crap up onto the beach and stuff out of the ocean. And so, and nobody has been there for a little while for the most part, and probably except for people with metal detectors. But I remember him going out there, like looking around, like I forget what he found. It was just nothing, like bottle caps or something like that, or and a lot of the times I remember him like digging and just never finding anything. But I never used it, so dang. 15-foot aluminum. I think that's what I had. Oh yeah. Had. Yeah, we used to, although we had to have like perfect weather, of course, but we used to take, they look like those old paddle boats where you could fit two people in there, except they would have platforms on top. And on the back of it, we would put a trolling motor. So, like, the life of the battery is how long you get to be out on the lake moving around. So, but what we do is like just sit on the platforms and like get out to about where we were going, and then we would stand up on the top of the platforms and we were bow fishing. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. I've been on Lake Erie a bunch of times. Like right off Presque Isle. Yeah, it is a pretty dang big lake, isn't it? Lengthwise, yeah. I'm pretty sure I couldn't see Canada from where we went. We were out on the lake. Nice. Dave's 2 hours. Are you gonna go see him? Just like sneak attack him with the camera. You could, oh, dude, that'd be great. You could call it like the Pray for Dave U.S. tour. We were just wondering about you. Nice. If you're walking where most people don't, you'll find all kind of stuff. Like I know behind my house, you gotta wait until it's like cooled off a lot because otherwise you'll have like ticks and chiggers and all kind of stuff. But when it cools off, you can just like wander through, and not to mention like a bunch of poisonous snakes and stuff. But you can move around back there, and you just come across all kind of stuff, man. You find like, oh look, here's like a whole deer skeleton, and here's a coon. I found so much stuff like that. Actually, yeah. Well, I don't know. If you go back to the chicken videos, on the side of the chicken coop, I have like 6 or 8, or no, I think it's like 7 deer skulls and like 2 or 3 nutria. I think nutria. Maybe the no, I think they were raccoon skulls that I found in the woods. That's great. That would be a good idea. Go around, read the tags so it looks like you know. Like right over here is a Scotch bonnet. That'd be funny. And then do a video of you like rolling into his work. Just like, hey, what's going on? I didn't know I'd see you here. What do you think of my new video? Like, show him real quick. Like, check it out. And now I keep trying to get Dave to come back and make an appearance. Although, to be fair, it is like harvest season right this second. So I'm sure he's got his hands full of peppers. Every time someone says something about Dave, that's what I always think of. Dave's not here, man. Though I think when I was growing up, that was like one of my dad's like catchphrases. Anytime someone named Dave, Dave's not here, man. I heard that before I actually heard the actual quote in the movie. Oh shoot. Did I get here already, Dave? Dang. Um I forgot to get the mail today. I don't remember what. No, I did get the mail last week sometime. Remember that. I don't think I'm ready to eat a pod for it just yet. Although, I'll have to see what you sent first. What the heck is up with my phone? Look at this friggin' phone. The battery is just like swelling. Oops. I think it's actually pushing up on the screen itself, too. That's pretty crazy. Leave that unplugged. Is my memory that bad? No. That's right. The thing you sent said expected delivery by Tuesday. That's why I just assumed that it wouldn't be here tonight. Oh no, it was plugged in. It's the battery on it. The battery's like swelled up. Whoa. Yep. See, it's all big and fat. And like deformed and stuff. I'll have to get a different battery. Just make sure. Put this sucker over here. Away from me. All right. I was stretching out on the couch. Dang, that sounds awesome. Applewood smoked pods. Thanks to Blumberg, I like anything smoked. Just thinking of it makes me, because that smoky flavor that it adds to anything, like it's so good. Like I got a rotisserie chicken, like that's supposed to like kind of have a hint of smoke to it or whatever, and man, I'd put some smoke powder on there, and man, all of a sudden it was like you just poured like liquid smoke all over it and let it like marinate into the thing first or whatever before you cooked it. Nice. Popcorn. I'm not that big of a fan of popcorn though. I wish I was. It's so cheap, and you just throw it in the microwave for like a couple minutes, and now you have like this big thing of something to eat. And nice. They're smoked every pod. I want to try doing that, but yeah, I guess I wonder if maybe, well, yeah, maybe putting them in like a cut a bunch of them up and maybe like put them into like a foil packet or something and poke a bunch of holes in it, put it on the grill with like some wood chips and stuff burning. That would be kind of cool. Ahi lemon would be a good one to smoke. I don't know. Try any of them. Any kind of smoke. The applewood would. I would think that would go good. What's up, Sal? Caramel. I don't know. I'm just like, every once in a while I'll eat popcorn if it's there, but like I never go out of my way to get it. Like I could just buy like a pack of it or whatever and throw it in the cupboard. That stuff would probably be here for like, I don't know, a couple months, maybe longer. Yep. I don't know. For some reason, I lean towards the apple, but I don't know if that's just like a preference type thing. Like if I actually wanted some pie, which I normally never eat, but if someone was like, I got an apple pie and a cherry pie, I probably would go after the apple. That's how I made that decision. What's up, Mark? What's going on? Microwave popcorn's quick and easy. I know, and that's why I kind of wish I liked it. But that, like, the same thing. Like I wish I liked like potato chips or something like that. Like I like potato chips, but that's like when you're having a sandwich for lunch kind of thing. But I can also buy those small bags or whatever, like the dollar bags of chips or whatever, and that will take me like 2 sandwiches to eat like all those chips. I'm gonna go bark at things now. She's had a long, important day of barking at things in the backyard. The last time I let her out, she went out and just barked for, no, I don't know, 20, 15 minutes, something like that, straight. Like we're to the point where I was just like, all right, just to save the neighbors a little bit, get in here, dog. Quit barking at things. That's why I call her my little noisemaker. No, nothing to bark at. All right. What's Grandma Opal apple pie? Is that like a specific recipe or one that you can buy? You said made / eaten. Well, I guess maybe it could be a buy, but it's better than anyone you've ever made or bought. Guess it could be like that. I don't. Well, I don't normally go down the pie aisle either. Like if I ever eat pie, it's one of those things where it's like Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I'm kind of full on eating everything else. Might as well have like a small piece of pie. I'll just cut myself like a little tiny little sliver of piece. But I haven't done that in I don't know how many years. Where I remember one time I had a small piece of cherry pie, which I've never really actually had cherry pie my entire life. I just never liked it. But I remember trying it and I ate it just because I never had a piece of cherry pie. I was like, man, I got to at least try it. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't like I'd go seeking it out anymore. But apple is awesome. But what the heck is it, like Christmas, or maybe it was Easter? I don't know. Every once in a while, my mom would bake a pie. Yeah, and and she would do it like complete, from scratch, like make her own dough kind of thing, like put it all in there to make her own filling and stuff, like peel all the freaking apples and stuff and core them, and like it was a pain in the butt because I had to help. But then make the top and blah blah blah. Yep. If you ever do like, wait, is it the crisscross pattern thingy at the top or whatever they call that? Like then you take like the butter, melted butter on a brush, and like you brush all of them. Or was it? Was it cinnamon and butter? Or cinnamon, sugar, and butter? I think that's what it was. Mix all that stuff up and then cut it in, I guess. Would be like the painter's term. Just, right? No, wouldn't be cutting it in. Cutting in would be like at the edge. Dang, sweet. Wish I remembered where my battery was. I have 2 more batteries for this phone. Oh, right there. I think I left them in my room. Or they're in this drawer. Oh, nice. I use all recipes all the time. Well, then again, I don't bake. So there is that. So I'm always cooking. But I was about to say, because I never really follow the recipes. I just look up, like, what are all the ingredients they say? Okay, I can make that work. But it's easy. Just put things together. I like doing well, not only that, I mean, I'm talking about cooking, but I like cooking where you make one thing and put it with another thing too that you think would never go with each other. And I bet, although I can't get this one, maybe someone has an idea for this one. I'm trying to get an idea of how I can incorporate chicken, doesn't matter what kind, breast, thigh, leg. um, I'm not even going to say wing because they're more expensive than chicken breast. Um, but chicken cooked somehow, like on the grill, baked, fried, whatever, and eggs, like some sort of egg thing. Because I can't make them go together. I've had a pile of ideas, and every single one I'm like thinking them out. I'm like, nah, it doesn't sound like it would be good. But still on the poutine, not as bad as I was before. I kind of calmed down on that, but I've been doing like all kind of different other stuff. So, but what's up, Bounty? Omelet. Yeah, I have like kind of perfected the like the best scrambled eggs that you can make. But not never really thought that that would be. I'm trying to do it the other way. Like if you did an omelet, it would be like an egg dish with chicken. I'm trying to think of some kind of chicken dish with egg, if that makes sense. I just can't come up with anything. I don't know. I did just come up with something, but I mean that's it's not a creation. It's already been done. Chicken salad, egg, hard boiled eggs, chicken, mayonnaise, add some seasoning, deviled eggs with chicken. Yeah. I don't know. There's something there though. Chicken and chicken. Deviled eggs with chicken. I just don't know how I'd make it work. What's up, John? And Happy Pepper says a quiche. But that's kind of like an omelet, though. Well, not exactly, but that goes back to the same thing, like same thing as the omelet. Like it's more of like an egg dish with chicken. It's funny. I don't even know where the heck. Oh, I guess okay. Yeah, okay. Now I guess I do get it. But my mom would make us a quiche every Christmas because she could like make it the night before, like get it all ready and just throw it in the fridge. And then the next day, like when we would all like gather at whatever place we were going to gather for Christmas, which was usually like my sister's house, it would already be in the fridge made and everything. And we just like get there, turn on the oven and like just set that thing in the oven and like set the timer. And we would have food like, I don't know, like I don't forget how long. I mean, she did like big, like what was it, like 6x9 casserole dish or something like that, or whatever, like the big like suckers. And I don't know. I think that thing took like 30 minutes or maybe it took an hour. I don't know. I just remember we'd show up and make mimosas and then we'd start watching the kids open up their Christmas presents because obviously they want to do that first. Or no, I guess we would like do that. We would make mimosas and just sit there and wait. And then whenever we were ready, after the kids were done opening their Christmas presents, we'd turn on the oven. Because kids, they gotta like have their Christmas presents like immediately. Alpha and Omega, which came first? Yep. Well, that's why I've always thought of like trying to get those two things to go together. Just because it's like literally it's chicken and chicken, but like they're completely different things, like obviously an egg is an egg and chicken is like a meat, but I mean they're both protein and at least the one has a bunch of healthy cholesterol. I don't know, somewhere in there, if you can figure out how those two go together, I swear you could have yourself some kind of like I don't know, some sort of quick internet fame or something like that, at least. I've been trying to figure this puzzle out for like, I don't know, like 2 years, I think now. So I figure I've had long enough on it. If anybody else can figure it out, they can get the credit. So I guess I haven't been thinking about it that much, but. Although I did, speaking of poutine, oh wait, Oh, I read that. For some reason, when I read deviled eggs, I was thinking of something else. What was I thinking of? Anyway, I did make up this crazy. Wait, didn't I? Yeah, I just said this like one of the last live streams, but I took well, you know what poutine is? It's just like fries and cheese curds with gravy all over it. So I decided to do it a different twist, and I did fries, and then I did pulled pork, and I put that on top of that, and then I put a pile of cheese because I haven't been able to find cheese curds. I put a bunch of cheese on there, and instead of gravy over top of it, I took 2 poached eggs. You just pop those suckers right on top, and when you like hit the side of them, like all that yolk just goes everywhere, all over the place, kind of like a gravy. So that was pretty cool. If I had a restaurant, I'd throw that on the menu. Although I'd have poutine on the menu too, but make a Scotch egg with chicken. Yeah, that'd work. Yeah. I never heard of a Scotch egg until just a little bit ago. It was on Something's Burning. Who is it? Wasn't it? Shoot, what the heck was that guy's name? Darnell Rawlings. I think, wasn't that him? I think he made a Scotch egg on there. I don't even remember what they were making. Was that the Super Bowl episode, or I can't remember what the heck they had. But yeah, that would work, because I think that they make those with I can't remember exactly how he made it, but he made it with sausage. So yeah, it's like a substitute sausage for chicken. There you go. All right, well that kind of takes that. That would work. Boneless chicken dinner. Yeah, I've never made a Scotch egg, so I probably need to try to make one of those suckers. I'll have to look up that. Or actually, I'll just look up that Something's Burning, because he made one at the end. I'll just follow his recipe, because I'm pretty sure he didn't. He just eyeballed everything. I don't think he measured anything. He's just like, "What? You got these ingredients? I'll make it a Scotch egg." This is why I had like a very short-lived YouTube channel as a cooking channel. I made a bunch of different stuff, but I guess you could do that after. You don't hear this? Damn. I think that's a fighter jet. Now I was thinking butterfly the breast and stuff it with eggs. But then I was thinking, like, well, what if you put, I guess, in essence, egg salad in the butterfly chicken breast? Because then it would be kind of like chicken salad, but it would be like the, mayo and egg inside. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That might be something to try, though. Just take a regular chicken breast, slice that sucker, or maybe like slice it on the top Like set it on there and slice it on the top and kind of like butterfly it from the top open, and then crack an egg and put it in there and then cook the chicken. Maybe you'll have to like butterfly it and then get the chicken so hot and then crack the egg into it. I don't know. Pour gravy all over the chicken Scotch egg. Heck yeah, and put fries underneath it too. Batter and fry it, put gravy on. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh man, what damn. Yeah, now I think I'm back to thinking of chicken cordon bleu. Dang it. I love chicken cordon bleu. That's awesome. So I guess you'd take that idea and then just do it with egg. Dave says that's disgusting. I'm assuming you're thinking of my idea with the chicken salad inside the chicken. But you would have to do it after it's done, because that's what I thought of immediately. Like, just stuff it in there and then cook it. And then I'm like, well, I don't think cooked mayo would be good. So you would have to like cook the chicken all the way, and when it's done, then butterfly it, and then throw your like egg salad or whatever in there. But I don't know, just spitballing, man. You never know. Like, I remember thinking it was disgusting when somebody mentioned, and I love both of them. I just never thought I'd like them together. When my one buddy just suggested chili on top of mashed potatoes, and I was like, nah, that won't work. It'll just like dilute your mashed potatoes, and like mashed potatoes will just become runny and everything. And they do, but man, it's awesome. Like, especially if you keep them, like you keep the potatoes on the bottom, you keep the chili on the top. Don't like mix it all up or anything, and just kind of go from one side, because then you can like get like half mashed potatoes, half chili, or you can get like all chili and like all mashed potatoes. Hmm. Yeah, that might work. I can't remember which one the bird in the nest is, but I know what you're talking about. I keep thinking of, what do they call it? Like eggs in a basket or something like that, where you do that with toast. You like take out the center of the toast and put an egg in the center. Am I thinking of something completely different? Let me see. Actually, oops. Oh, there, that makes it a lot easier. Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Oh no. Was it was it Toad in a Hole? No, I think it was something else. Yeah, I think I heard all of those names before, but there was another one I just heard. It was on Something's Burning too. And he called it something, and I was like, why the heck do you like all like Toad in a Hole I get, bird in a nest I get, because technically it is a bird, it's an egg. And in the nest, it's in the piece of toast and everything. But whatever one he said, I was like, where the heck did you even get that? Like, it didn't even make any sense. What's up, JDS? Just got done painting the living room. Ugh, that sucks. I hate painting. Probably need to paint around here. Oh, yeah. Especially down this hallway where I like to throw dog toys. and they accidentally hit the side of the wall. Yeah, I never liked painting. I just don't have the patience for it. Like, give me something to tear apart, like rebuild and put back together. I can do that. But like, as far as painting, it's just so boring. And not to mention, like, I should never be the one to color match anything. I'm partially colorblind, so it was great. Though when I worked at the resort, they were like, "This is the paint to use." Like, because I told them, I was like, "Hey, like, I can't color match. I can't tell. But if you give me the correct paint, I can paint it." So gave me the paint. I was like, okay, and I went over, and it was a patch that it was a patch I did in sheetrock, and I got it pretty decent. Or yeah. Because I went did the sheetrock and got all that done, and then the boss dude came in and sprayed the texture on the ceiling and made that good. And then I was to come back after all that was dry and then just paint the entire roof so it blends in and everything. And you don't even notice that we messed with it. Like, I guess, I don't know, maybe they didn't believe me that I was like partially colorblind or something, but like he's like, come on over here. I'm like, all right. I went over there. He's like, do you see anything wrong? I'm like, not really. And he's like, you don't see that. I'm like, no. I'm like, once we got like light on it and stuff, I could tell there was like a shade difference or whatever, but it was hilarious. I'm like, dude, that's why I said, give me the paint. Like, I can't color match that crap, man. It was like one was white, but one was also white, but it was like a different kind of white. How's the aquaponics going? It's going, I guess. I still have some work to do out there, but I don't think, I don't know. I didn't see them cut that tree down. I don't think anything went into the greenhouse. Oh, what's up, Wolverine? She's back to snoring. Is that a pickle in the tickle? We have PVC set up, one per side and coupling on top of cross 2x4 on the greenhouse. What, you got a 2x4 as a main beam in the greenhouse? Oh, shoot, you did put out that video. What's up, Lisa? Yeah, main beam helps a lot. I do need to dig up that old hydroponics setup that I have out there. That was pretty funny. There's nothing more than it's the hydro tube where it's like the 4-inch pipe, 5-inch pipe. I can't remember. However big the pipe is, and it just like comes in and like it gets filled in from one side and it just like is at an angle and it just goes all the way to the other side and then it just drops down into the bottom pipe and goes down and then where it drops out there it just drains right back into a big trash can that I dug into the ground. So like I dug it and like put it almost level with the ground. Like when you saw it, like the lid just made it look like it was like a little propane tank or something like that dug in. Except it had like pipes going into it. But yep, definitely need some support. That's why I built the walls around mine. Well, that and I wanted a door and all that stuff. What's up, Gage? It's funny. I was about to say, oh, it's just this fan that I got working because it's making some noise, but yeah. Oh, I know about it. My greenhouse has been, I can't even remember how many hurricanes my greenhouse has been through. Most of the hurricane, or not most, half? I don't know. Maybe only half of the hurricanes actually took out the roof. What are you up to tonight, Gage? And if you set up your greenhouse wrong, the rain will take you out too. Because I remember I put my greenhouse in, and the very first rain we had, like maybe a month after I put it in, maybe a little bit longer than that. I can't remember exactly. But the water accumulated on the roof so bad that the entire thing was like sagging way down. A couple times that happened, and like one time it snapped pipes, the PVC pipes, and I remember one time there was like a pipe sticking through the roof, just sticking up in the air because it broke and just went right through the roof. Yeah, I've had all kind of crazy stuff. Like that one, I remember a couple different rainstorms just because the way it was set up, it was just all wrong, which I fixed. But like the water would accumulate and the ceiling would come in, and I would go in there with like a knife or a pencil or anything that I'd have, and I would just poke a hole through the roof, and the water would just all drain out into the greenhouse. And eventually, when it got enough weight off of it, it would just like kind of spring back to the way it was. Sacrifice the roof for that. So I remember like one time I had to go around, I think it was like 8 holes I had to put in the roof just to get like all these different areas to drain. Like I would do the biggest one first, and hopefully that would like start the process and maybe just fling all the rest of the water off. But not always the case. This like could be a video I can make sometime. What I learned about making a greenhouse. Because from the day I started planning making a greenhouse to like I guess now, completely different way of looking at things. I thought I had it down at first, but I was close, just not all the way there. Still over there snoring. Passed out, all tired from a long day of barking at things. I didn't. Must have been last night. And the front door open. She would not stop barking at things out the front door. So then again, sounds like today too. Only the back door. This battery chilled out or not? Same. Battery still looks like it's gonna explode. Yeah, no. What the heck is that stuff? What's that? We Barnier or Lisa, if you have a chicken and egg recipe, and I'm not like, because we already had like quiche and omelet come up, but that's kind of like an egg recipe with chicken. I'm thinking more of like a chicken recipe with egg. And I did just have an idea, because what's that Chinese food where it's like rice, and like while they're cooking the rice, they put like the egg in and cook the rice that way, and then they put chicken in there too. Whatever the heck that is, that's kind of like more what I was, well, not what I was thinking of, but I guess it's like you can make them in equal proportion. Egg foo young, is that what it's called? Because I've had it, but I've never ordered egg foo young. Egg foo young. Yeah, I don't know where the heck I've had it. I've had it before. I need to remember that. Next time I get Chinese food, I just get some of that. I love how they do the egg in the rice. Like, I'm not a big rice fan, but when you do the egg in the rice, like, I'm down now. It's kind of like the Chinese. It's not the white rice, whatever the yellow rice that they cook, and it has like pieces of like, what is that, ham or some kind of meat in there. It's been forever since I've had that though. Pork, some sort of pork. Vegetable egg foo young. I don't I don't have like a go-to when I go to the Chinese place. For a while, I was trying to get something different every single time I'd go. Kind of like with the Mexican joint. I'd just be like, well, I've never had this thing, and it kind of sounds good, so screw it, let's get it. Um, that's how I found the, it's not an enchilada. What the heck is it? Shoot, what the heck is that thing called? Because it's gigantic. It's like it's like this big around. Um, Quesadilla. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, I guess so, because there's cheese on the inside. Veggie lo mein. I usually get the chicken lo mein. If it's just like I want to eat something really quick, I get the smallest one they got, and usually I can eat that and have leftovers for later. Like they always cram that. You can always tell like you're pretty much full, for me at least, when like the container is like about half full, and if you kind of like fluff it up, it like comes back up to like 3/4, because that means you ate about like half the container, because I cram that stuff in there, man. Love that when people do that. Never had the almond chicken. I think I've had the sesame chicken. I've had General Tso's chicken, of course. That's like everybody's gateway into Chinese food. Like, no, 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 just have the General Tso's chicken. Because I'm pretty sure that was my first Chinese food meal, and for like a long time, that was the only thing I would get there. I mean, obviously, I was like a young teenager kind of thing, but yeah, I always get to go to. I'll get to go and go sit in my truck and eat it. I do that all the time. One of those weird as like at Chinese place, you don't really have. I mean, there's no like standard of tipping or anything. Whereas like the Mexican food place, there is. But I never hang around. I'm just like, yep, I'm here to pick up my order. I call ahead while I'm driving there, because there's nothing better than you roll up there and you pay for it, and they're like, just give us one more minute while we're finishing it up. It's like, yes, man. Like, it's like as quick to or as close to having it done like right at the exact moment you want it. I usually go to the Mexican place and then roll down to like 7-Eleven, sit in their parking lot, grab a drink from them. Honey chicken. Oh, wait, missed that. Orange chicken. I've had orange chicken before. It was a while ago, but I remember I had that. I can't remember if it was good. I imagine it would be. It's chicken. Lemon chicken. I don't think I've had that. And ginger chicken. I don't think I've had that either. Or honey chicken. I've had sweet and sour chicken. Yeah, because I never knew what sweet and sour chicken was. But we used to go to the Chinese food buffet for lunch all the time, and I would get sweet and sour chicken, but I wasn't getting the sauce. And like everybody else was getting the sauce, and they're like, "Why don't you get the sauce?" I'm like, "I didn't know they went together." And they're like, "Yeah, it's sweet and sour chicken." I'm like, "I don't know. I never had sweet and sour chicken before. I just saw Chinese chicken nuggets, and I was like, heck yeah." So I just eat those suckers as Chinese chicken nuggets. But then eventually I was like, yeah, you got to have the sweet and sour sauce, man. At least dip it in there. That stuff's pretty good. Garlic chicken. That stuff sounds awesome. I don't think I've ever had that. There's also one, I think they call it like, um, oh, what, uh, I think they call it like something like Spanish or whatever, but they're referring to jalapenos, and it's like, I forget what it is. It's another vegetable and jalapenos, like almost equal proportion. And then like think I think it's like any of them, chicken, pork, beef. But I mean, there's just a pile of jalapeno. Like that's one of the pictures they have up on the wall, and there's like a pile of jalapeno slices all over that dish. I don't think it's quite 1/3 of the ingredients, but it's close. What is yakitori? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Oh, is that what chicken? Moist chicken? Oh man, we might catch Puppy Dreams live. She's starting. Huh. Nice fried chicken on a stick like a kebab. I'm down with that, man. I don't know what the name of these things are. um, yeah, I guess that's what we called it. But we had like at the buffet at the Chinese place, we had these things that were on skewers, and it was some sort of meat product. And I remember we would always joke about it was like barbecue rat, it was barbecue cat, it was barbecue pigeon or seagull. Because where we were right, like, well, our blocks are way smaller than like a city block, but we're 3 blocks from the ocean. But yeah, we would usually say it was like barbecue cat because there was a lot of feral cats around, or barbecue seagull because there was a lot of seagulls around, and we didn't like those stupid things. Or we'd just say barbecue rat, or and barbecue monkey. Yeah, the monkey meat. What's up, Polly? Still lurking? Feral cats are the best to eat. Well, where I'm talking about, there are a ton of feral cats, like to the point where I think the county or something like that put up like a $5 cat bounty out on all the cats. If it was a feral cat, they'd give you $5 a cat for them. Because I mean, this was like a long time ago. They stopped doing it, but because I remember my boss at the time, who was at the time of telling me this story, he he was a sheriff's deputy at the time, and when he would work night shift, he would like put out food and just hang out behind the grocery store, just wait for the cats to come in, just shoot them right out of his truck, and then like gather them all up and then grab his loot. Yeah, my neighbor's got a couple outdoor cats, which I don't know if that's why. I mean, it's definitely why my dog has increased her barking amount, but I think that's why it. I don't know. It appears that I don't have as many snakes in the yard. So if that's the reason why, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, the most of the snakes I'm talking about, like the black snakes and stuff, they'll keep away the cottonmouths, and they'll also take down like the mouse population and stuff. Which I know we have some mice around here. I've seen a couple in my garage, but I don't keep stuff in my garage that they can eat. So, like, I have my dog food in the garage, but it's in like a big 100-pound bucket. Say, I wonder. I gotta check on that freezer. Pretty sure the freezer, like, for some reason during the last hurricane, the freezer just like cut out. I thought it was on a GFI, but it's not. But I'm pretty sure it's not working, which would kind of suck because there was a lot of stuff in there. Actually, there's not a lot of stuff in there. It's jam packed, like to the point where I put duct tape around it to keep it from like popping open. forgot about that. Last year I filled it. Damn, JDS. Why was he crying? Where were you tattooing him? Maybe that makes a difference. Because if you're doing the neck and stuff, holy crap, man. That hurts. I've never done the neck, but I've only gone that far, and that was good enough, man. Like, just that much. Whew. I don't need any more. That's calves. Wait, which one's the calf? What's the other one? Thigh. Oh, okay. Wait, no, I got tattoos on my calf. It wasn't that bad. I don't know, man. The neck kind of sucks. I mean, like I said, I didn't go that far. I've only went to like right here where you can see the line right there, but holy crap. I remember when he was doing it, I swear I felt like he was going up here. Or he. It was a she that did it. You gonna go outside? Puppy. Gonna go out? Shouldn't say anything. Yeah, you gonna go out? Hey, Jesus, man. I asked you twice. You didn't say anything. I don't know what that noise was, but that was funny. What? Jeez, oh man. Freaking feral cats, man. He wants me to tattoo his temple. Oh, jeez, oh man. I can't even imagine getting my temple tattooed. That would suck. He's complaining about a thigh. Jeez, oh man, I got my thigh done. Heck, the one that was around my ankle, that was probably like one of the worst tattoos I've ever had. Not because like it hurt or anything. It didn't really hurt, but they kept hitting, I guess, tendons or something like that. And I just kept getting like muscle spasms in my leg to the point where I had 2 300-pound guys sitting on my leg trying to make sure it didn't move while one of them was tattooing me. And like my leg was still moving. Yeah, that's pretty true, especially with cats. Well, I guess it's with any wild animal. And I guess a feral cat would be a wild animal, but yeah, I forget what it is. I can't remember what the number was. Let's find out, I guess. Oh, the dog found something to bark at. Great. There we go. Holy crap. Oh, okay. Or wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I was just off by a little bit. But no, according to USA Today, they say like 1.4 billion to 3.7 billion birds each year in the continental U.S. are killed by cats. So that's pretty crazy. Like anywhere from 1 to like almost 4 billion birds a year. That's hardcore. Barn cats are hardcore. You doing, dope? Just barking at things. I guess that can happen. I've never, um, I've never taken in a feral cat. Oh wait, no, I've never had a cat. Like we had one when I was like 4, so that doesn't count. And then, yeah, and then my mom got one after we all moved out. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure both cats my parents had got run over by a car. I'm pretty sure the first one got run over by my grandpa because he used to like to take naps underneath cars. Oh, that was my chair. I thought it was the dog making noise. I'd kind of let the 2 cats that come through my yard just kind of chill. Um, kind of. The other day, I thought it was kind of funny because the cats normally like don't come near the house itself. Like they'll just stay out in the yard, and my dog will see them and freak out and stuff. But the other day, I was just sitting here doing something on the computer, and something caught my eye, and I looked, and the cat jumped right up onto the railing, um, right outside, and my dog is just passed out, like completely in dream world, like almost to puppy dreams. And of course, like a good owner, I have to wake her up and just give her that, like, what was that? What is that? What is that? And she looked just enough to see that movement. Oh my God. She just took off the couch, like ran over there. I thought she was going to like go through the glass. It was the funniest thing. And meanwhile, the cat was scared to death, man. Like the cat heard the dog and then saw the dog coming and just took off running. And by the time I got to the window and looked, the cat was nowhere to be seen. Like that cat took off, man. And there was a couple times. The best was the first time because I don't think the cat thought I would do it. But the first time I saw it on the back deck, because that's where I let the dog out. I just open up the screen door right here, or where the hell is it? There we go, like this screen door right here, and just let her go. And like that's her area back there, and she can like hop off of the deck and go down like by where the heat pump is and stuff like that, and wander around in the dirt or whatever. Um, it's pretty much a place that I can't hit with the lawnmower, so it gets like weird, crazy, like weeds. By weeds, I mean like weird. They look like they're plants, but they're just some kind of weird, gigantic um, weed. I guess I don't know. But the first night I saw that cat just sitting on the deck, and I was like, "Oh man, this is great." And the cat saw me. I saw the cat, and the cat was—I don't know. I think the cat was banking on he wouldn't do that to me, would he? And I'm like, come on, puppy, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? And just pop that door lock as quietly as I can and just immediately open the door as fast as I could. She just hauled out there. She made it like 2/3 of the way to the cat before the cat realized what was going on and was like, oh, wait a minute, and just took off the deck. That was so great. Oh man, give Lisa puppy names. Ready? There you go, Don Juan. Yeah, I guess you gotta earn cats' trust a lot more than a dog. You start feeding dogs, they trust you. Or Bartholomew. You can call him Bart. Or Bartomeu. Cats are antisocial. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, they are. That's why I like dogs better. Just because they're, I don't know, I guess so needy. Cats, I don't know. Cats are needy too, though. Like when they want you to pet them, like they get all up in your stuff, and there's like no talking them out of it. But like a dog, like when they get like that, you're just like, go lay down, and they go lay down. Santa's little helper. Next up, Satan's little helper. It's Santa. Puppies that are trying to learn how to bark are hilarious. That's a video all in itself, Lisa. That's a great cat name right there, Lucifer. That's perfect. Especially for that cat that gets into everything. The kind where you come home and it's like sitting on the or standing on the kitchen counter looking at you like, what are you looking at? The kind where you have to like make the makeshift dealies for the two doorknobs for the for your cupboard doors and stuff, where you take like a rubber band and go around the two knobs a couple times so that like it can open it a little bit, but it can't open it enough to get into the cupboard. That's great. Lucifer. Or if it was a dog, you could call it Lucifer. F-U-R. Although that doesn't really work as good. Unless you see it in writing only. Then it's like, oh, I see what you did there, but what? You want to say hi? Yeah? You want to say hi? No? You want to lay down? Pretend I'm not talking to you? Is that what you want to do? Okay. Yeah, they will. See, that's another thing I like about dogs. Like my dog, she doesn't even like get up on the counter. Like she can, but she doesn't. And by get up on the counter, I mean like just jump up, put her paws up on the counter, and like be able to grab something. Because I've had some stuff like right on the edge of the counter and just left for like a couple hours, and she didn't even grab it. Whereas the old dog, holy crap, when I had her, Don't even bother putting bread on the counter, the kitchen counter whatsoever. That dog would find a way to grab that loaf of bread, and you would be out an entire loaf of bread when you get home. I've had entire loaves of bread I didn't even open yet that were gone just because I left the house for like, 10 minutes. I would have to put it like above my fridge. That's where I would keep my bread. Or for a while, I was keeping it in the fridge, but I kind of didn't like the cold bread thing. I kind of like the warm bread, like to the point where I don't even like to make sandwiches like the night before for the next day's lunch, just because I don't like the bread being in there. I'll do it, but I just kind of don't like the bread being all cold. But no, I'd put the freaking bread above the dang refrigerator just so the stupid dog wouldn't get into it. It was funny because then like my parents would come and visit and they would have some sort of bread type product and they would set it on the kitchen counter and I'm like, that's a bad idea. And they're like, nah, it'll be fine. It's like way over here against the wall. Come out like the next day or 2 days later, whole thing's destroyed. Just a plastic bag just shredded on the living room floor. Or even funnier would be like you wouldn't even find the bag. And you're like, did the dog eat that bag, or what the heck was that? And like, next time you run the vacuum, you find out like somehow the dog like shoved it underneath the couch. It's like halfway under the couch. Like I don't know, like maybe they were going back to see if there was any more bread left in the bag that was completely empty and no crumbs left in it or whatsoever, and like kept going at it, and like eventually it just got out of their reach under the couch while they were trying to get it or something. I don't know, but I found all kind of weird crazy stuff, usually the white dog. That stuff sucked too, man. Like you go to work, or not even work, like you could just go to the grocery store, like, and I'm quick at the grocery store. I can be like there and back in like less than 20 minutes easy, and my entire trip inside the grocery store, probably from the time I get out of my truck to the time I get into my truck, would be 4 to 6 minutes, maybe somewhere right around in there. I'm like really quick. I know where everything is, but just that short amount of time you get home, and that freaking white dog would have knocked over the entire garbage, and garbage would be spread throughout the entire house. I'm sure a cat would do the same thing, but that's what it felt like to have that dog. That dog was a pain in the butt, man. Now that I've complained about cats long enough. You like kitties, don't you? I want to get a cat for my dog. You want a kitty cat? Every time I say that to her, she always like gives me that look like, really? Like, you're not messing with me, are you? You want a kitty cat? Oh, jeez, oh man. That's funny stuff, man. My mom used to make homemade pizza back in the day too. But we didn't have a pit bull, and none of the dogs ever grabbed it and ate the whole thing right out of the oven. Holy crap! Can you imagine how much burn that dog had in the roof of its mouth? All that like freshly melted cheese, just it's like eating lava, and it just sticks to the roof of your mouth. Just imagine that over an entire pizza, eating it as quickly as that dog probably could to avoid being caught eating it. That's funny. Yeah, my dog's pretty decent about not grabbing food. She'll she'll take food if I give it to her. And she'll take food off of like a plate or something like that if I leave her alone long enough. But for the most part, she doesn't normally just eat stuff, which is pretty cool. There's been a couple times that I've come home and the garbage has been overturned by her. But I don't know. I just blame the white dog. She learned it by watching her. Dogs don't eat hot stuff. I don't think she won't. Well, she ate ghost pepper peanuts. Um, but I remember one night we were doing a live stream and I ate half a pod and I left the other half just sitting right here on this computer case, like where she could totally get it. She didn't try to get it. She never goes after my powders. I mean, they're like right there. She could totally just grab those suckers if I walked out of the room. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is the favorite Halloween candy. When I was a kid, that was my favorite one. Oh, Reese's Pieces, I like that, but that was mainly peanut butter. That was my favorite part. I wasn't a big chocolate fan. But that's hilarious, Paige. Oh, everybody looking for the giant pizza pan. Oh, look at that. There it is. Man, that would suck too. Like, what'd you do for dinner after that, man? Because everybody was like anticipating that was dinner. So like, what'd you do? Did you have to like order a pizza, or like, did you have backup stuff to make another one, or what happened? That's too funny. That's what I would say here. My last dog loved pizza. Oh yeah. I don't order pizza, but like I'll order wings or a sub or something like that because that's at a pizza shop and they'll deliver. But I'll do that every once in a while. And yeah, my dog sees the delivery driver like well, not before me. I usually see it first, but before the driver's even out of his vehicle, my dog's already like barking at the window. She's like at the front door, like, let me out, let me out, let me out. So normally, if I ever do that, I have to like the second I see them pulling in, and before the dog notices, I just get up really quick and like wander outside and shut the door behind me. That way she can't get out. Strawberry hard candies. I think I know what you're talking about. They're the ones that have the wrapper that makes them kind of look like a strawberry, where it's like red with like all the seeds all over it, and then like the green at the top is kind of like the calyx and stuff. If that's what you're talking about, I remember having those. She says Reese's peanut butter cups and Snickers and Lifesaver gummies. Eh, I always like Snickers just as like one of those things that you could buy and throw in a backpack. So when you're out, just want like we would go like when we went to Colorado and we were hunting. Those were great for like just I need some energy because I've been walking like 10 miles already today and I just want to have something to eat kind of thing. But when I was a kid, I loved Reese's peanut butter cups. But the last time I had a Snickers was I was actually not in Colorado. I was in Oklahoma, so that was nothing. It was after the first time I was in Colorado, but before the second time. Whatever. I remember I got a regular size Snicker bar, like the regular Snickers, and I remember I ate like half of it, and I thought my heart was going to come out of my chest. Like I had a sugar high so freaking bad. It made me realize like how little sugar I actually eat. Like a majority of my sugar would be like what carbs or whatever, because isn't that when they get processed they turn to sugar, or like beer, or stuff like that. Colorado chocolate. Oh, that's definitely more fun. Colorado chocolate. Chocolate. Just want to get some pizza. Yeah, because I forget what the heck happened. It was very rare, but I remember a couple times we were gonna have dinner and something happened where like the grill was left on high for too long or something and burned the living crap out of everything. Or even then we would usually like try to revive it somehow, like make some kind of marinade or something. Like, soak them in the marinade, that way like you can like rejuvenate some juice back into them or something like that. But I remember a couple times like having to like go get pizza. The Lego pizza guy minifigure. I don't know what that is. Oh, I thought it said 3.5 pounds, 3 half-pound Nemesis bars. Jeez, that's pretty crazy. One is just doing something. Three is starting the go ahead, take my record kind of thing. Shawler's craving pizza. Started it with the chicken talk. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I heard about that 122 Reapers. That's insane. Yeah. Didn't it take them like an hour or something like that to do 122 Reapers? Imagine being in Reaper heat for like an hour and then a little more. That would suck. And again, you really gonna feel the heat after like the third or fourth one? I mean, you will the next day, but like that day, it's probably like that. No, 2 hours to eat 122. I thought it was only 1 hour, but damn, that's still like one a minute. Yeah, That's like one. That's over one a minute. It's like one a minute, and 4 minutes you ate two a minute. That's insane, man. You won't see me doing that. Yeah, imagine how long he had to sit there after he was done with just a toothpick to get all those dang seeds out of his teeth and stuff. Those damn things love to get wedged in between your teeth. Huh, right? You eat peppers? Do you? No? This dog's too cute. Yeah, you'd have to put the TP in the freezer. I wonder if that would work. Put it in the freezer, but make sure it doesn't come in contact with any kind of water. So that literally it's TP like chilled. Wonder if that would work any better. Stomach and a rectum transplant. Ow. Man. I hope he puked all that stuff up before he went to bed. Oh my god. That'd make for a bad next day. I wouldn't want those cramps. Heck with the Ring of Fire, man. I don't even care about that. I'd be more concerned about the cramps. I'll take Ring of Fire any day long if I could avoid the cramps. Oh man, I haven't heard anybody say that in so long. Rectum damn near killed him. Oh my god. This one restaurant when I lived in Pennsylvania, I'd be working there. I swear it'd be at least once a week. Sometimes it'd be once a night. Just one of the cooks, because the cooks would always yell out what kind of food that they needed. They'll be like shrimp scampi, and like we had to go as prep cooks, like we had to go and like actually make like go into the cooler where the shrimp was and like line up the shrimp and everything and go get some butter and put it in garlic and stuff and put them all in there and throw it in the oven and tell them we did it. And like one of the cooks, instead of yelling out a food, that you would just yell that out every once in a while. Wrecked him, damn near killed him. Like, because everybody would be like, I got it. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. The good old days. You'd go to work and get yelled at. And at the end of the night, that guy would buy you a beer because he didn't mean it in the first place. He just didn't have his food that he needed. The guy says he doesn't puke. Ugh. Well, that's gotta hurt. You know that's gotta hurt the next day. I've been out of practice for a while, but the last time I ate a ghost pepper, nothing happened. What was the? I had threw the Brazilian brain strain up, but nothing happened with that one either. I made War Tricks, nothing. Butch T Cross with Dougla, nothing. Yellow Maruga, nothing. Mystery Red Pod, nothing. None of the ahis. I think I did chocolate habanero. I know I've tried one. Probably it should have been on the online. Yeah, that probably is a trigger for him now. Every time here, I fell into a burning ring of fire. Oh, nice. What's up, Paula? She's got some peppers fermenting with ghost peppers. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, but as a good note, it will clean out the sinuses. I said sinuses. That's a good question. How long do you let it ferment? Do you do the fermentation where like you put the thing on the top and like you wait until it stops trickling or something, or not trickling, gassing, or like what do you call that? Not percolate, but I guess it'd be kind of like percolate or something. Yeah, there you go, bubbling. I'll go with that. What you doing, cutie? Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, isn't that the rule of thumb, Paula? Is you let it go until it stops fermenting or gassing or whatever, bubbling or whatever you want to call it. Like I thought that was the way you could tell, like when you were close or pretty much done with your the fermenting process. Was you see it like less and less and less bubbles and stuff like that, and that's when that's when you're like, okay, well, like we're getting close. Or something else I was watching. I think it was JT making mead. Didn't he have one of those things on there too? Where it was fermenting. I was somebody else. I think it was JT. Cyrus was the name of the dog that ate the pizza. That's funny. I was thinking like Billy Ray Cyrus or Miley Cyrus for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember. Did I make fermented? I think I made fermented. I made something, but I don't think I went long enough. Yeah, the airlocks. Yeah, they're just like a breather tube, but they got like, I guess, like a check valve, and then they got like a water airlock kind of thing, so that whenever it like burps, it like lets everything out, but doesn't let it back in. I guess that would be a different way, right? Yeah, something like that. All right. Oh, look at the puppy. Jeez, man, what the hell's going on? What? She's staring at me. She doesn't like being on camera. Huh. Going back to sleep. All right. All right. I gotta take a whiz real quick. Talk amongst yourself. up, Anti? Large Marge. Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went when I read that. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I still have this Google thing brought up about cats killing songbirds. What's up, pups? You know, I can't even remember how many years it's been since I saw Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was a long time ago. I know I saw it in the theaters when it came out. I remember that. And I think I've seen it once or twice since then. I can't remember. I don't know, but Pee-wee was awesome in what was it, Blow? Was that the one? With Johnny Depp and that was her name. That and wait, was he in there? Yeah. What was it? Seymour Phillips, whatever that guy's name was. Wasn't that the dude? No, I think I'm thinking of a different dude. The other guy. Yeah, I'm thinking of that other dude. I can't remember that dude's name. The guy he was in American History X. The big, huge guy. He was all. What the hell was that other movie he was in? Oh, I think that was the same dude that was in The Butterfly Effect. He was like the roommate in college in The Butterfly Effect. I almost had his name. I forget his name in The Butterfly Effect. I almost had it though. Because he had a goofy name. He had a big mohawk. What you doing, buddy? This dog's too great. Poke it. Come here, you. So what did Paula say she was making with the ghost peppers, right? Yeah, fermenting some ghost peppers. Heck yeah. Ghost pepper is a good, like, happy medium. And then from there, if you throw like some sweet peppers into it, you'll cut down on the heat. Pepper proportionate wise, I guess. Or you could keep it with just ghost peppers. And ghost is like my happy medium. Like that's like right where it's not like insanely hot and it's not like I'm gonna pretend like this is hot. Nice. You missed. Paula said she's making 4 batches of hot sauce and they're fermenting right now. Ghost pepper. And how long fermenting and stuff like that. Pedro said he had a dog that snatched an entire pizza right when they pulled it out of the oven and walked away from it to let it cool for a little bit. And the dog ran over and snagged it, and then they found the pizza pan in the dog's bed under the covers. That's pretty funny. Usually they don't take the pan though. Usually they just leave the pan, just take the food. At best, my dog will take like knock the plate off the counter or something like that, but I don't think she's ever done that yet. I did have a fun time like the other day, like a fun time. Weird thing happened to me. I have I like did dishes. I got done well doing some dishes and I set them there to dry. And then I was like, I'll grab a glass of tea. And I opened up the cupboard to grab a glass. And we have coffee cups like double stacked on there. And I guess like one must have shifted or something while the door was shut. And it was like leaning against the door. And I opened up the door and that coffee cup fell like perfect hit right on one of the big plates that we've got. Smashed that thing into like a billion pieces. They just went everywhere. Coffee cup, fine. Not a chip out of it, nothing, man. That thing's perfect. But the plate completely destroyed. And of course, I walk around barefoot. It's towel in the kitchen, so of course I'm like wandering around, like looking for all the little tiny shards that are all over the floor and stuff. Holy crap! Wait, is here? Oh, nice. Ricotta, can never get them to grow whatsoever. Bahamian Beast? What's that? Cross with a Bahamian goat and something else? Scotch bonnets are great. Love garlic. Love onions. That would make a good sauce. Heck, that would make a good salsa right there. Cut a bunch of them up, onions and garlic. Man, add a little bit of tomatoes and stuff like that. That would make like a great like salsa. Paulo said down to 32 last night. Jeez, oh man. 32 degrees. Heck with that, man. That literally is freezing. I do not want that. Like, luckily here, the earliest I can remember it getting to like, I don't know if it was freezing or no, I guess it was freezing because I think it snowed in like mid-December once here. But I remember, what was it, last year? Was it last year or the year before? It must have been the year before or something like that. No, it was last year. I made my peppers make it all the way into January, which I should have been able to do like most of the years that I've lived here. Because I remember I made tomatoes to like, I think it was like January 25th one year. I think it was the first year I had my greenhouse up. Oh, and Mark said my buddy's dog ate 4 huge bison steaks off the barbecue. That's crazy, man. I've never had a dog with that much balls, man. Grab that stuff right off the grill. Holy crap. Mark said it snowed there today. Jeez, oh man. Like, it's not even technically October. Well, I guess now it is for me. But it wasn't even technically October and you already got snow. That is crazy. I remember when it snowed for Halloween one year when I lived in Pittsburgh. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, it almost never snows for Halloween. It's usually kind of cool, as in like 40s, 50s, but it was never like snowing. Because I remember that year I had plans to go as something, and I changed my plans like right at the last minute because I was like, you know what? It's really dang cold outside, so why don't I just go as like a hunter? That way I can wear as much gear as I can and stay warm. Bohemian Ghost crossed with another or an unknown super hot. All right, figured it was Bohemian Goat. What? Paula's mom got a foot and a half of snow the other day. It's way too early in the year to be hearing about snow. In Saskatchewan, because it's not right here. Yeah. Gotten around to tasting the habanadas yet. I hear that one's great because it's just like a habanero but no heat. Be a good one to. I'd love to try that one. I bet that would make great sauce too. Get that habanero flavor but not the heat. That might be like a sauce for like beginners or something like that to help them start where maybe habanada and jalapeno together. That way you get some heat from the jalapenos, but the flavor of the habanadas. That might be a good way to go about it. You can get people that don't really like spice that much to like start working working their way up. What? Holy crap, man! I I don't think any of my dogs ever tore up any of our hunting boots ever. Let alone took a dump on the firefighter coat. Dang. Grease sheller, man. Keep that snow away from me. Although you'll be getting snow well before I do. If I get snow. That's the thing. Each year it's just kind of like, am I going to get snow kind of thing. It's banished to the backyard after that. He's an escape artist. Heck yeah. He didn't want to be in the backyard. Like, I'll show you. Yeah. That sounds like that donkey I rode. Or was it a donkey? Or, no, I think it was a mule. Yeah, I think it was a mule. It's like the worst freaking thing I've ever ridden. Like we rode horses all the time, and I was like, "This is great, man! Like I love riding horses." And then one time we showed up, and they're like, "Yeah," because the animals needed road, and since we were friends with the people that owned it, we would just roll over there, and they'd be like, "Hey, like these two horses need road. Like you guys will like suit them up, and like you guys go ride with these other people." And we'd be like, "All right, cool." So we'd just get to ride horses for free. But one day we showed up and they're like, this mule needs ridden. And I'm like, I don't know about riding a mule. Like I was kind of like, felt like riding a horse. Like they're kind of cool. And, but that stupid thing, like I swear its like nose was like right there, like almost touching your, or the back of its head was like almost touching your nose and it sucked. But, the thing just wanted its food. So we got far enough away from the barn and the thing just like dropped its front legs and rolled right over top of me and like got up without me on its back. And just like the same thing though, like you would like go running after it and it would just kind of stand there like, what, you coming at me? And like it would just stand there until you got like I don't know, 7 yards from it. When you got to that distance, it would like turn and run, and it would run like 35 yards from you and stop and just turn around and stare at you until you made it to like 7 yards again. It would take off running again. And I never did catch him. Like we ended up making it to the barn before I caught the stupid thing. And I never did catch him actually. Yeah, I tried to. I couldn't catch him, but the one chick I was there with my buddy, and his sister was the person taking care of all the animals. And I remember she was not happy about that. She went right over and like probably one of the worst punches I've ever seen from a girl. Like worst as in damage wise. Like this chick like full connected with that mule's freaking head, man. Like she punched that thing right in the face. And then she hopped on that thing and like rode it hard down. That's right, everybody. This chick rode it hard down the aisles. Like I don't know how many times, back and forth, back and forth. And then whenever she felt like she did it enough, she hopped off the mule and told me to get on it. I'm like, I really don't have any desire to ever ride a mule again. She was like, get on the mule. Like I saw her punch that mule. I was like, I better get on the dang mule. She was like, you fall off a horse, you get on it. I'm like, hey, if I fell off a horse, I'd get back on the horse, but this is a mule. But that logic didn't work with her. I guess the point of it was if you fall off, you're just supposed to get back on. But she was saying something like the mule would have like some sort of dominance issue with me after that, because it would be like it showed me, and so it would take dominant. It would try to like show that it had dominance over me or something like that. I don't know. I rode a stupid mule, but after that, I was like, I'm never riding that mule again. Jeez, oh man. Jeez, oh man. Dog could climb a 6-foot chain link fence to get out? That is insane. I've seen like wood fences and stuff where they just kind of like run right up them. I've never seen chain link though. You think you can climb a 6-foot fence? Actually, that fence out there is 6 foot, so I guess no. Because you really wanted a piece of the neighbor's cat, but you didn't climb the 6-foot fence. She just passed out, and she just kept like opening her eyes at me, like, "Whoa, huh? You're still talking? Whatever. It's not important." Later, Mark. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good night. You got black pit bulls? What kind of black pit bulls? Oh, yeah, damn. That thing looks like a panther almost. That's so funny with the camera taking the picture. You can like see the eyes and the teeth. Like it totally looks like a wild animal, like totally gonna mess you up. Thing's cute. grind up some hottest peppers known to mankind. See, the problem that I have with pit bulls, JDS, is I just want them all. Like, I want all the red nose and all the blue nose and all the black ones and the brindles and like every single one of them. I wish I had enough land, space, money, and everything to just start like a pit bull rescue. Just set up like a giant, like, I guess like barn or whatever, where I could have like a big kennel inside of it and then like a big area that's like fenced in where they could just go roaming around and just like run through the yard and stuff like that. But like a giant, like a pasture size yard. I think that would be great. I mean, obviously, you'd probably have to break it up into like a bunch of different, like, quote, yards or whatever you want to call it, like areas. Because you probably don't want to just have one giant, like, 2-acre fenced in area. You'd probably be better off, like, 4 half-acre, things or something like that. But that's been a dream of mine, I don't know, since before I got her. Ever since I started seeing how awesome pit bulls are, I'm like, I want to save like every single one. Like, go around to all the rescue places around and just adopt all the pit bulls they got. Just bring them back. Like, all right, let's see if we can make a pack going here. But that would be a ton of work. I didn't even see which page that was. What page is that? I know I follow, what is it, Pitbull Lovers? XXL Designer Pitbulls. Yeah. Well, I feel the same way about just animals in general, but pit bulls just, I don't know, they tug at my heartstring a little bit more because I don't know. There's just so many people that like just talk crap about them that have never had a pit bull, or they had a pit bull, but maybe they weren't the best dog owner or what. I'm not saying I'm the best dog owner, but my dog is a freaking angel. I mean, that's what everybody always says about my dog. But I've heard from I don't know, in the last like probably 10 years, I've heard from tons of people that either had pit bulls and loved them, have pit bulls and love them, had pit bulls, don't like them, never had pit bulls, don't like them. And that's like pretty much the 4 categories of everybody that I meet. And but I'm always interested about the people that had them but don't like them anymore. Because, I mean, you can't judge it just on one. Like, before I got this pit bull, I judged what pit bulls were like on probably about 200 different pit bulls. Just because, like, the job I had, I just ran into dogs all the time. And I would run into German Shepherds and Mastiffs and Huskies and, except one, St. Bernard. I remember this one owner had like 3 St. Bernards that were like way bigger than me. I think they were like 200-pound St. Bernards. They were giant, man. Big babies too, man. Like, they acted like they wanted to tear you apart when you like pulled up in their driveway. But if you walked into their house, they'd just be like walking over and like nudging your hand with their head, like, pet me, pet me, pet me. But but no, that's where I judged that's how I determined that I did want to get a pit bull. Because I thought about the idea and I'm like, let's just like keep meeting pit bulls. Because I'd meet them all the time. Like, there'd be like a guy. I remember this one guy. It was one of the first pit bulls I met. There was a guy from New York that came down here on vacation. and he was actually a friend of mine's, and he came down and stayed with the friend of mine. And I remember we were outside and they had this rope hanging from a tree, and the dog would just jump up and grab a hold of the rope and just dangle. You see his little like paw or like back legs just hanging there off the ground, and the dog would just hold himself up, and like they would just swing the dog back and forth and stuff like it was a swing or something. The dog would not let go. But I remember that was like one of the most endearing dogs I've ever met. Because that dog, like, yeah, it looked all mean and, you know, it could tear you apart according to this rope that was hanging from a tree. But when that dog wasn't trying to get the rope, it would just like walk right over and like set its head on your lap or something and just wanted pet. And it's just such a good dog. And I remember that dog in particular was one of the first ones, because it was one of the only ones I've ever known that I've seen it a lot on like videos and stuff, but that was the first one I saw in person that would just jump straight up at a rope hanging out of a tree with a knot at the end and just grab a hold of either the knot or the rope itself and just dangle its whole body from the rope, and loved it. It would just stay there for like, I don't know. I've seen it like hang on to that rope. I don't know. I think up to like 20 minutes at a time. Like that dog just wouldn't let go. It was crazy. But then I fast forward meeting like, I don't know, probably 200 more pit bulls, especially this other one that was gigantic. That thing was a blue nose pit bull. And I love that dog. That dog looked like it would rip your head off when you walked into the yard. You would know that it knew you were there because it would just be like, "Ruff," and it just like have that real loud, like make you stop in your step kind of bark. But I knew that dog enough that I was just like, "What's up, little buddy?" I kept dog treats in my truck and everything too. But let's see. Oh, back to the chat. JDS adopted a Chihuahua and a pug. A Chihuahua cross with pug, and he has an underbite. Those things are cute. And Scheller says, "Come to Chicago. Shelter by me as many pit bulls and messed up seeing. Fortunately, it's a high kill shelter. I would love to. If I could, I would. I'd come up there with like a big trailer and just load them all up and bring them back. How do I feel about them clipping the ears? I don't know. I guess if that's your thing, go for it. Personally, I'm not going to do it. My dog doesn't have her ears or her tail clipped. She's got a big long tail, like big tail, like that long. She smacks me with it all the time. I don't know. I don't want to tell people they shouldn't do it because they kind of do look cool when you do it. But at the same time, I leave my dogs natural. I'm not like trying to modify my dog to make them look cooler or anything like that. But if that's your thing, hey, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's between you and the dog. But with me, nah, I'm not going to. A, it costs money. B, just let the dog look like the dog that it came as, you know? Like, I don't know. So how do I say that? Boar bulls? This next dog that Pedro's getting? I don't think I've ever heard of them. That's funny. Sheller's girlfriend's Chihuahua mix looks like a vampire. That's some funny stuff, man. Sheller's daughter just adopted a pit bull. Awesome. I hope it works out good. They're usually pretty good dogs, at least from what I've seen. I've never met a bad pit bull yet. I know they're out there. I've heard stories about them. I've just never met one. Just weird. Because I know a few pit bull owners where the owners probably would have contributed to their dog being like a bad pit bull. Yet their dogs weren't bad. Weird. Where am I at here? What's up, Lewis? How are you doing? Appreciate the thumbs up. Jeez, oh man, Pedro. Dang, how do you get them to hop fences and climb on vans? I've seen dogs climb trees. That's pretty freaking weird. I've seen a snake climb a tree. Let's see if I can find that picture. I have that picture. It's crazy. It was in my front yard. Actually, the tree is gone now. Oops. What the heck? There's a bunch of trees down. There's a hole in the roof. Pitbull sleeping. What's that? Oh man, poutine, stuffed jalapenos. Jeez, oh man, I got all kind of crazy stuff. How is this at? It's not that far back. Oh yeah, it's before this. I forgot that was there. Oh, there it is. There's the snake climbing a tree. I came home. That was a tree that I was parking next to, and my headlights were shining on that. I'm like, is that a snake climbing the tree? Yep. And it just climbed straight up the tree. Hope it got out before they cut it down. That was one of the ones they cut down. Let's see, where did I leave off? Shetler said pit bulls don't have tails, they have a whip. That's very, very true. So, Pedro said, never clipped my pit's ears, but did with the Doberman. I mean, you can make them look cool, but I don't know. I just go with the natural look. Just give them the natural look and see what, I don't know. That's what they're supposed to look like a dog. Oh, we got here. Some bloodlines have more whip than others. How about you? Oh, look at that. Oh, and a yawn. She did that, like, put her head down and, like, rub her ear right against the carpet kind of thing. Let me see. Where am I at here? Huh. Yeah, what's up? What's up with that, Lewis? Why'd your sister's YouTube channel get terminated? That's not cool. Holy heck, man! See the chair shift like that? That's because she was like rolling around on the ground and just smacked the chair. Gator bloodline. Is that one of the pit bull breeds that they've got? Gators. I heard like. No, maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, I'm thinking of something else. Razor. I was thinking of Razor. Something like that. But well, if she doesn't have that kind of content, then hopefully it'll get restored. I've never had a problem like that, but I have had videos demonetized. I forgot where the heck I was going with that. But I have had videos demonetized, like every single pod tasting video, because I guess they're probably, because it says pod taste or something like that. So I'm guessing they're thinking it's like a Tide Pod challenge type video or something like that. But I think all of them got restored, though. Or most of them, at least. I don't know about all of them. Don't we all, Dave? What are you doing? Why y'all jumping? I need to trade that beer. Here's what she's doing. She likes to put her head on the arm of the couch and stare at the back door. Like I know there's something out there that I can bark at. Something somewhere out there. There's something to bark at. See her eyes moving around? She's like intently looking. I know there's something. She's scanning out there. Somewhere. There's that. Wait, was that something? Did you hear that? Tried to get her. See, she's too smart for that. Or she's been around me long enough that she knows I like to screw with her. Right? Is that the case? You've been around me too long? When I asked her that, she was looking right at me. And as soon as I asked her, like, were you around? Have you been around me too long? She just did a. Cute puppy. What? You want to come up here? No? You just want to beat the heck out of the couch with your toe? Okay, continue. What is that? She sees a ghost? No, not by staring out the back door. She would see that by looking down the hallway. Just weird. Every once in a while I look down there and I see like what appears to be an outline of like someone in white, and then I don't know, as my eyes focus better, it's like not there. Did I actually see it, or was it just a figment of my imagination? Oh, another Yara. Just doing the beer swap here. Fridge. There we go. What? You want to come over here? You show everybody? You come? Come here? No? After that? All right. You want to get up? No? All right. I tried. Sure? You want to get up? I was trying to show her off to everybody. I love it when she comes up and like sits right behind me with her head like sticking way up high over here. So great. That's the I don't know, that regal look where she's got her chest all bumped out and everything, and her head way up high and everything. So, right? You look all pretty. Come here. Okay. I think the beating on the couch with the tail is her telling me that she's not going to do it. So. Okay. What's up, South FL, Florida? South Florida? What's going on? All right. I think I rambled on for long enough so far tonight. So thanks for hanging out, doing all that fun, happy social media stuff. Yeah, don't forget to do one of the thumbs down below. I don't care which one you do. Pick one, whatever makes you more happy. Pepper Dog over here. She's probably just going to go take a nap. Oh, look at that doggy. Oh, she's so cute. So she's probably going to go take a nap. I don't know. I'll go play some video games or something like that. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back on Friday, do another live stream. Who knows? Maybe I'll put out a video in between now and then. Something like that. I think I heard a couple people ask about something about aquaponic garden or something like that. I don't know. So I'll have to get into that. And yeah, thanks for watching and hanging out and all that stuff. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Who knows? I might go live before Friday, but we'll find that out later. All right, that's it. I'm out. Take it easy.